So I think it's very important to understand that the origin of this model is based upon the fact that we wanted to look at not what deficits people have and what kinds of pathologies or diseases that they have, but rather what does it take to live a really happy, fulfilled, satisfied life. And the assumption being that if a person is happy, fulfilled, and satisfied, that they're really going to be able to be successful in long-term recovery. They're not just putting an episode of a disease into remission, but they're building a really solid life. And so exploring that, what became evident quickly is that what makes people feel satisfaction, feel happiness, feel some degree of serenity or contentment, whatever we want to call it, is connection. And that's certainly supported by feminist psychology, by Buddhist psychology. We human beings are social creatures. We need to be connected socially. We need to be connected in our community. We need to be connected with our families. We need to be connected with our partners, our loved ones. And just as importantly, we need to be spiritually connected. 12-step programs talking about being connected with a power greater than ourselves. And we also need connection with ourselves. We need to be psychologically whole. We need to not have parts of ourselves that we're dissociating or hiding away because of guilt or shame or because of tremendous pain and so on and so forth. So the whole basis of both the First Steps program and the Footsteps to Recovery is helping people make that connection at every level. The level which I didn't mention, which I also believe is extremely important, is the level of connection to the natural world. There's a whole new branch of psychology called eco-psychology, and it has two very simple premises. That when we're not connected to the natural world, we suffer, our psychological makeup suffers, and it's one explanation that can be offered for why there is so much substance use, so much depression, so much anxiety in our culture today, because our culture by and large is very cut off from nature. And the natural world suffers because people who are not connected to it are more likely to abuse it, or at least not respond when it's being damaged. And so adding that eco-psychology dimension adds another deep dimension to our ability to feel well anchored in life, to feel like we belong, like we fit in, like we're making an important contribution. This is especially important for addicts and alcoholics because addictions rip out all of these connections. When people are actively drinking or actively using drugs, all of their relationships deteriorate. Even those that survive are often just hollow shells, which may resemble their former selves, but in fact don't offer the rich, satisfying intimacy that comes from real connected relationship. So for addicts and alcoholics to be successful, obviously people have to learn the basics. They have to learn relapse prevention skills. They have to learn something about the disease, some of the basics that are offered in many treatment programs. But unless they can really go beyond that and really establish strong and effective connections, they're going to be at risk. And so these programs are very much aimed at helping people to plug their lives back in.